Hey Chopper, this viewer's not subscribed.
Car D Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. This video is sponsored by Sleeve Chief. How can you say Boku wa Dokta if you've never actually Tony Choppa? Sleeve Chief's releasing their new Mr. Cotton Candy sleeves. They've also got border sleeves too. They're out now. Check them out at the store. And as always, use code CARDKaizoku for an additional 5% off your order. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at TCG Matchmaking's Week 1 OP08 power rankings and then compare that to how we speculated on the OP08 Western meta. Right, we did a tier list video, I think like a couple weeks back, so we'll just see how that lines up with what is the initial happenings of OP08 right now in English. Right, the set's only been out a week, so it's just very initial, like knee-jerk meta happenings here. So yeah, also shout out to TCG Matchmaking. They're the people who run the ranked league in the sim. Right, there's a button to click to start up ranked. These guys run the I think it's like a Discord server that tracks everything. So yeah, I've been using that to practice a lot. It's a great tool, a really welcome addition to the sim and for everyone in general to get better at the game. And yeah, this data, sorry, I'm gonna gush out about it. I really wish I had access to this data because you can tell from like my market videos, I really like data. I like working with data. It's like what I do for like my full-time job outside of YouTube, right? I'm no stranger to data, so I don't know if you guys know any connections to them. I guess I could reach out directly, but yeah, I would love to do more like analysis and more like advanced data stuff with this. But yeah, enough about that. So they prepared a graphic here, a very nice graphic. So these are the top 10 leaders in OP08 so far. Oh, the bottom is cut off. Hold on, how do I do this? So here we have the top 10 power rankings for the first week of OP08. We see at number 1, Zoro. You guys may be surprised about that, but I wasn't. Look, I put Zoro in tier S here. But yeah, we'll take a look at the rest of this list before we jump back into my speculative list. So up second is starter deck 14 Luffy. Followed by that is Lucci at third. So yeah, the two premier black decks are still near the top. Surprisingly, Katakuri is up here too at number 4. And Bonnie up here at 5th. No one's surprised about that. Kolgara, another sleeper pick that I had faith in, shows up in the top 10 as well. Pudding as well. I also had high hopes for Pudding, so she's 7th. Reiju also up here thanks to Red Purple Law's like banning. Reiju is actually able to play in this meta. She's not bounded by the law's effect to get less stunned in her, nullifying all of her like card effects. And then Nami also up here because Red Purple Law is gone, and then decks like Lucci and Luffy are here. Nami gets to shine, and then surprisingly, Black Yellow Luffy, the deck that won EU and the North American Nats, is 10th at the moment. It could just be that people are wanting to try the new tools at first, right? You can even see the number of games. It has less than Lucci and Luffy. It's the third most played. But yeah, with this pool of data, I do feel like you can confidently say this is the state of the meta, right? This is like 40,000 games played of data here. But yeah, it is of all different power levels as well, right? It's low ranked and high rank. Would love to see like a high ranking power ranking as well, if that's something I could kind of mess around with the data with. But yeah, we'll see how that compares to our speculative tier list. So our tier list, honestly, I think it's pretty close, right? If you look at S tier and A tier, which is my top 10, I believe I'm only 2 off, right? We have Zoro here, and then the order in the tier didn't matter. So S tier is just like strictly above A tier, but within S tier, I don't think one deck is better than the other. It's kind of like a, what do you call it? It's like a triangle meta at the moment, like A beats B, B beats C, but C beats A kind of thing. So yeah, we have Zoro here, Lucci here. I have Black Yellow Luffy here just because I remember him being really strong in 07. He's at least still top 10 at the moment. Pudding I also put up here. I think I did say that there's like a catch, right? If Zoro is popular, Pudding cannot be super represented, but if Zoro is not as popular, then Pudding will be up here. But fortunately for me, both Zoro and Pudding are in the top 10, so I think I'm still kind of correct in this case. But if Zoro continues to like stay up here, I think Pudding will just get pushed further and further out of top 10. Conversely, if Zoro does die out in popularity from the beginning, we could see more Pudding action. And yeah, Bonnie also here in the top 5. Now, where am I wrong? So Doflamingo and Gecko Moria, these two are not in the top 10 here. Those are the two that I got wrong. Doflamingo, maybe I kind of mistook his power level without starter deck. What number is it? 16? 15? The new starter deck that That's definitely going to push Doflamingo into S tier though, so give it like a month. Doflamingo will jump up a tier. Gecko Moria, I guess my image of Gecko Moria is what people's image of starter deck 14 Luffy is, right? Just the other black deck that's not Lucci. Because he does what Lucci does, but in a slightly different way, which is, yeah, Gecko Moria does that too. But yeah, I guess people are preferring starter deck 14 Luffy over Gecko Moria here, right? He doesn't even show up in the top 10 along with Lucci and Luffy. But it could just be that everyone else who was on Gecko switched to Luffy. Could be a thing, but I would just take the L on that. Gecko Moria, my bad. Not as strong as I thought he would be. But yeah, Kagura, Reiju, Nami also up here, as well as here. Almost nearly in the same order too, right? The only one I got really off is the starter deck 13 Luffy, the Black Yellow Luffy. That one's really off for me. And then, yeah, I miss Katakuri being good. He wasn't on my radar at all. But Nami does help the deck quite a bit. It gives it a lot of mid-game consistency, right? Because that's when your opponent can kind of claw advantages to make it hard for you to drop your late game. Your 10 moms, your 7 moms and stuff. Having Nami as a way to just kill a 5-drop that they played, and her being a 5-drop herself, wonderful, wonderful temple swing. And yeah, starter deck 14 Luffy. So this deck got popular after I made that speculative tier list. This deck was also not on my radar at all. It got popular in EU and then it like trickled over into NA. I do still think it's like a worse Lucci deck, but I also haven't put as much time into this deck to make that like a concrete statement in stone there. But just from my like brief experience with the deck, I don't know, maybe it's just because I put more time into Lucci that I feel like Lucci is better. But yeah, I just have to put more time into Luffy, right, before I can make that determination. But that's just my first impressions of it. But yeah, just from the win rates here, they're pretty much identical. It's a 0.1% difference in win rate here with the same, like pretty much same sample size, right? It's only like, what, 11 games different. So yeah, it looks like I have a pretty good grasp on what the meta is. I do remember some of y'all were saying how wild it was that I put Zoro this high. Right, you guys weren't believing in Zoro. You guys thought I was crazy for doing it. You guys thought I was like grifting, coping. But hey, look, the results speak for themselves. I was spot on with Zoro here. Spot on with Lucci too. Some people thought Lucci was gonna drop out of S tier because it lost Annie's lobby, but Jack and Who's Who is really good. They barely need Annie's lobby anymore. It was nice to have, but yeah, it's still a great deck. So what do you guys think? I was right about Zoro all along. So give me some props. Come on. And Kagura is up here too. People were like shit talking Kagura for the longest time, right? Even before it released in Japan, people thought it was a shit deck. I made a video going over his curve and realizing like, oh wait, this guy's pretty good. People were still like shitting on him, and then he started putting results in the 08 early meta in Japan before Repo Bala took over. It looks like the same thing's happening in English, right? Kagura, 6th most winningest deck here with a positive win rate, I might add, 50.3%. So Kagura was a deck that I called was going to be good as well too, but enough meat writing my own meat, I guess. I don't know, I just feel like people don't give me the props that I deserve sometimes. Okay, so let's take a look at what the people at TCG Matchmaking are saying about the meta here. So first, Zoro, leading with precision, a 57.4% win rate. Zoro is cutting through the competition with a commendable 57.4% win rate. However, as adversaries learn to counter his sharp tactics, we might see him struggle to maintain his top position. Yeah, I would have to agree. As much as I would want Zoro to stay at top, it just takes tech to handle like the weenies for it to potentially fall out of favor. Most decks are probably not teched against Zoro at the moment, and aggro tends to do pretty well at the beginning of every set. So if Zoro does go down a few ranks, I can completely see that happening. I hope he stays in the top 10 at least, because I still think it's a pretty good deck. And then up second, they have Monkey D. Luffy with a 55.9% win rate. Starter deck 14 Luffy emerges as a strong force, signaling a potent threat in the evolving meta. Yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. I can't deny that. It is one of the strongest decks at the moment, along with Lucci. Honestly, I would consider number 2 and number 3 to be like the same rank in this power ranking here. And then Lucci at third with the 55.8% win rate, remaining a strong contender, demonstrating consistent strength and technical brilliance. His position is strong and he shows no signs of faltering. Dang, these guys are like really well spoken. I gotta learn to speak like they write. I need a thesaurus. They say things so eloquently. I say like pee pee poo poo things. But yeah, that's what they say about the top 3. I do think that they also have like average deck list for all these leaders. So yeah, here it is. So this is what the Zoro list looks like on average. Let's take a look at all these. So how different is it from our list? Wait, this is exactly our list, isn't it? Hold on, let me double check that. Let's see, here's my Zoro deck breakdown. So I ran 4 Kitten Killers. They ran 4 Kitten Killers. Chopper, Sanji. Hey, wait a second here. Makino. They even run the 2 Rayleigh and 2 Dragon? Yeah, this is exactly my list. These are my ratios. Oh, But I don't know, do I own this? Can I own this? I'm sure like a bunch of other people might have come to the same conclusion as me, right? I can't say that I outright own a Zoro list, but I don't know, these ratios are like pretty unique to my video, right? I run more top end than some people would like, I don't know. But yeah, this deck got a 64.5% win rate. So it's the most winningest Zoro list of the 57.4% winning Zoros. Okay, that's cool. Let's take a look at the next list here. Starter deck 14 Luffy. Okay, so they're still running the stage. In the version that I tried to brew, let me take a look at it. I guess I could do this. I should have had these prepared instead of having to look through all my videos. Okay, I can edit it in post to make it more seamless. Okay, so I just tried to smash in 4 jacks into the list I saw that topped in like EU. So let's see what's different here. So they're running a 3-3 of T-Bone and Kuzan. I wanted to run 4-4 because I like even numbers. 2 Isho I'm still running. They're running Borsa still. I took them out. Okay, 2 Sabos are running 3. They're running 1 Kaido. I did not decide to try Kaido in this deck. And then 3 Jacks only I'm running 4. 3 Sanji only I'm running 4. 2 Robin. I'm running 3 Robin. And then yeah, the stage card. The stage card only works for Straw Hats, right? So it only benefits the Robin. But I guess with Dawn on Leader in the stage, Robin does come out as an 8-drop to give -5 cost to something. But yeah, So this is the winningest starter deck 14 Luffy list. I might have to update mine to copy some of these ratios. Right, I took the stage out because I thought it wasn't going to be needed anymore, but maybe it still is. Who knows? Okay, let's take out the Lucci list. So I don't think I've revisited Lucci in 08 in a while. Let me take a look. When's the last time I played him? Okay, so losing my mind on Lucci in 08. Let's see, what did I run? So I ran 4 jacks. It seems a lot of people are running only 3 or 2 in this case. And then I don't run the 6 King pistol. For some reason, I don't run it. But it helps you get your Luccis into the discard if you need to play it back with the Gecko Moria. They run 2 Stussy, I run no Stussy. I run 3 Ice Age, 4 Tempest Kick. They run 4-4, okay. 2 Sabo only, I do think I run more. 3, yeah. They run 4 cost Kuzan, which I do not. Maybe this Kuzan's pretty good now. I might have to test more with it. They do run Lucci. Oh, I get Kaku, sorry. Kaku. I don't run Kaku anymore. And then for the 2Ks, how many are they running? I noticed people are running less 2Ks now, so it's like there's 8 total 2Ks. I think I'm still running 10. 4, 8, 12. I'm running 12 2Ks. So yeah, maybe I should cut 4 2Ks out to put in some more like utility cards. That seems to be what's happening. I gotta get with the times. I haven't touched Lucci in a while, so yeah, a lot of developments that I need to catch up on. What's up next? Katakuri. Let's see how this one... Oh yeah, so in my Katakuri video, I do believe I just copy and pasted this list. It runs 2 Cracker. Oh, I don't run the Cracker. Wait, did I really brew this list on my own? I don't remember. Yeah, I might have just took my 07 Katakuri list and then slapped in the Namis, but yeah, we see 4 of the Nami. Katakuris aren't running the Bonnie. They did try to run the Bonnie, the Egghead Bonnie in the east for a bit. The Cracker is an interesting choice here. And then 2 Thunderbolts, but the 4 Onamis is pretty devastating to get as triggers. They run 2 Satori only. I do run all 4 for protection. I do run Kikunojo. They also run Kikunojo. Okay. Yeah, everything else is pretty standard for Katakuri, right? It's just I run Sanji in place of the Crackers here. And 2 Amaru. Did they run 2 Amaru? No Amaru. But I just like having it as like a finishing option. Okay, let's take a look at the Bonnie list here. Now, did I even play Bonnie in 08 yet? Let me take a look. Okay, here is the last time I played Bonnie. Okay, take a look at the deck list here. Okay, it is quite different. Right, I'm not even running 4 Hody, which I should be. I run Electrical Luna. They do not. They run 4 Zoro. I don't run any. I don't run ACOS Kid, but neither do they. 2 Rosinante. They run 4. Which is great to cheat out the carrots and the Bonnies, right? So they're running a 4 of the Bonnie as well, because they have more synergy with the ACOS Rosinante. Is it 3? Oh, there's 3 of them, sorry. So just 1 more than me. Oh, they're not running the blocker Rosinante anymore. I guess without ACOS Kid, you don't need it as much. So yeah, I might have to revisit Bonnie soon, because I think I'm a lot better with Bonnie now than I was back then. So this seems to be a pretty big difference in deck list. Up next is Kalgara, which is a deck that I am pretty familiar with. So let's take a look at how our decks differ. And I do believe I have an 08 breakdown for him. Yep. So yeah, it's just all the Sky Island, Shandorian Warriors, of course, the standard package. The only thing that it could differ on is like the events and then the aces probably. So I'm running 3 ace, they're running 3 ace. Okay, so we're agreed on the ace. He can get kind of bricky sometimes though, you know, having no counter and then like you needing to survive in the late game with as much counter as you can get. They do run 2 Raki, right? She's a 1 cost blocker that only gets blocker if you have a Shandorian Warriors type out. So she's the only character out on board. She doesn't have blocker. I'm not sure how I feel about that. They're running 3 Elthor. I do think I also run 3. I run Flame Split as like a alternate version of Amaru, right? Because Flame Split can also be used defensively. Meanwhile, they run 2 Amarus. I have 1 extra tap of 4 cost effect than they do. Everything else is pretty standard. I do think I run like a 1-up Frankie just cause, just for fun. Could definitely be like a different card. But yeah, everything else pretty standard. You kind of don't have a choice with Kagura, you have to run these cards. So yeah, not surprised that our lists are almost identical here. Up next is Pudding. I do think I have a Pudding deck breakdown, so 1 second. Alright, here is my Pudding list. Let's look at their Pudding list. Okay, right off the bat, they're not running Ace. That's interesting. So 10 cost mom is the only top end they have, and then they run 4 of the 9 moms. I run 4 of as well. Viola, 6 cost Katakuri. Of course, you need this card in the deck. 2 new gates, I think I run 4 of, just to increase consistency, but I guess with like Perospero and the Pudding Searcher, you can find the 6 cost Katakuri a lot easier than I maybe anticipated. I also run 2 Sheep's Horn just to get around blockers. They don't run that, but they do run the Ocean. What's the real name for this card? I forgot what it is, but I'm gonna call it Hakai Sovereignty. Ocean Hakai Sovereignty. I know it's called something else in English. So they don't feel the need to tap stuff. I also run 4 of the Searcher. So I guess I'm like overcompensating on consistency to find the 6-drop kata. And then yeah, 4 of your Yoshi Disappear. You're gonna need that 1 Cheeky, 2k counter Sanji to draw them cards early on. 2 Hiyori though. I like that. Maybe I'll put Hiyori in place of some of the cards in this deck. Maybe replace some of the new gates with it. Because yeah, you can put the Yoshi Disappear into your life. Then I run a 4 of Frankie, which should be Veg actually. So I agree with their list. I don't think Frankie should be in here. I think I just wanted to try out like newer cards. Veg is kind of like old and tired now in yellow. I run 4 Sanji, which is searchable by the Pudding. They run only 2. But yeah, the top end is the same, right? They run 2 7 moms. I do think I don't run any, right? Because I run Ace in her place. But what's the benefit of 7 mom? Just having it out a turn earlier? But it's kind of awkward, right? Because the turn that you can play Katakuri, the next turn after that, you start playing your 10 moms. So I don't know when you get to play the 7 moms. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same, right? The core is still there. It's just the 2k counter choices and then the how many new gates you want, and then the events are different. Let's take a look at Reiju. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't touch Reiju at all in 08, so I don't have a list to compare to. But is there even anything new? Right, just the 4 Black Marias, right? That replaces a 2k. These would have been Kaya's in the past, I guess. This guy runs 2 Black Bugs though. That's pretty neat. And 1 Queen. Yeah, Yonji is completely cut out of this deck. They only run 3 Portia, oddly enough. No, it's 4, sorry, I can't see the graphic. It's too small. And just 2 Judge, that's pretty standard. And Pudding, yeah, this is exactly the same Reiju deck as it was before, except with Black Maria now. Oh, there's no Gina too. They don't run Gina in this deck. As the Foxy Pirates 2k you can search with Portia. And then Nami, I know for sure I don't have a Nami list. I've never played this deck before in my life, so what's new? I don't know. Everything else looks the same as it always been, right? This is Nami from 07. To be honest, I don't even know what half of these cards do. I know how to play against it, but I don't know. If I had him in my hand, I wouldn't know what they did off the top. And then lastly, we'll take a look at the Black Yellow Luffy list here. So yeah, this list has changed a lot since the inception of this deck. I'm sure if I bring up my Black Yellow Luffy list, it's going to be like completely foreign with this one. I don't think I even played him since 07, 06 even. It's just not a deck that I enjoy playing with or against. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't touched them in a while. So we'll just take a look at this list. So yeah, this Egghead Luffy was like one of the biggest additions to the deck, and then now they're more focused on cost reduction and removal with this Egghead Luffy to handle like everything that countered the deck before. So they run that 4 cost Kuzan as a 4 of, right, getting it out early and then providing you value to kill whatever things you need to kill with Egghead Luffy or the Finger Pistol. There's even Ice Age, a 1 of Ice Age that you can use to pop like a 9-drop with the Luffy. They run a 1 of Sabo, and then the 1/1 of the Ace, Baby Ace and Big Ace. I think this is like a Jackson Huang's list, right? Because he did run like a 1 of Sabo and then the 1 of Ace. I remember that. It's like cheeky tech choices. 110 cost Kuzan too. Yeah, I remember his list had a lot of 1 ofs, so this could just be people running to run the first place North American winners list. Yeah, I do believe that's it for the deck list that they provided. TCG matchmaking provided. So yeah, it's great. We get some inspiration on how to build some of the leaders that we're less familiar with, and then I think we got a good amount of confirmation in seeing that some of the decks we built are like pretty much on par with the lists that are like winning the most on the ranked sim at the moment, right? The Zoro list is pretty much my Zoro list. The Lucci list was a couple cards different. Bonnie was completely different. I have to revisit Bonnie. Kagura was pretty much identical. Pudding was pretty much on spot too, right? Not too different from our Pudding list. I do remember people were giving me shit for running the 6 cost Newgate, saying that if you run this card, you don't actually know how to play this deck. But You know, this guy is the most winningest deck list. He runs it. So I don't know. I still think you kind of need it for consistency. You're not always going to get your 6-cost Katakuris. And then what else do I have to say? Reiju, I just don't have as much time on that deck to say one way or the other. Nami, I know I definitely don't. I've never played this deck before. And Black Yellow Luffy, yeah, the 8th, 9th, and 10th deck here are just decks that I don't like playing. So I guess I won't have too much to say about them. But everything else, we're pretty spot on, right? So that brings this video to a close. I'd be curious to see how this changes a month from now, when we're 1 month into the set. And then yeah, like a couple weeks after that, everything's gonna switch up again once this new starter decks release. We're gonna see Doflamingo up. We're gonna see Purple Luffy up. Maybe even Marco could go up a bit. So excited to see how that will shake up the meta as well. And then we'll see if we're still right a month from now on our speculative tier list. Which again, it's pretty spot on, right? We're only 2 off again. Come on, just give me the recognition. I crave it. I called it right. Didn't I, guys? Zoro. Who else was expecting Zoro but me? Yeah, hope you enjoyed this kind of video. Let me know your thoughts on the meta. And if you think the meta is going to change at all, too. Right? We expect metas to change. That's, I feel like, natural. If a meta doesn't change, like, you don't want a meta that's solved from the first week, right? That's kind of not as fun. Yeah, like and comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, if anyone from TCG Matchmaking is watching this video and then you want to work together and then, like, I don't know, some mutually beneficial relationship where I can like play with your data and then, I don't know, I guess I could platform the rank sim or something. Do let me know. I'm open for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Data, man, it just gets me going.
Car D Kaizoku.